Thank you, Laura Berman. Thank you to our choir director, Rebecca Stoudemire, this incredible band, and this beautiful choir. Thank you so much for all the time that you give to sing what you sing with such joy. It uplifts our hearts and makes our lives better. So thank you for your yes to being of service to us in this great way. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Josh.
Michelle and I are so pleased to welcome you to Mile High Church this morning. We're so grateful for everyone that's here. And I know it's chilly this morning, so greetings to probably the more of us that are watching online today. When I think about Mile High Church, I think of our incredible philosophy, but I think of our amazing people. And I like to think of us that we are whole people living whole lives. Doesn't mean we don't struggle sometimes. It doesn't mean that we don't have experiences of feeling broken, but we stay committed to our wholeness no matter what. And we're here to remind ourselves every Sunday of how whole and how precious and how blessed each one of us are. We're so glad you're here. And speaking of incredible whole lives, we're celebrating a really important life, not only individually, but in the life of Mile High Church this morning, Michelle.
That is true. We have a pillar here with our memorial candle that we want to honor the life of Carol Buxton, a long-time practitioner here at Mile High Church, who recently made her transition into the next life experience. And Carol has been a pillar here, a light here, and as I light this candle on behalf of her today, I do so not only because of the light that she has been here in our community to her family. I know Kip and Donna are here today, and her Friday group is here today, and we honor you and thank you all for being here to honor Carol. She was a very important practitioner in my life as a young person here at Mile High Church, and this light represents the light that she ignited in me and in so many of us here at Mile High Church. Whether you knew her or not, you know that through her prayers and her consciousness, she was lighting the light of truth for all of us. And we thank her family for allowing us to have time with her and for her to be such a powerful influence. Carol Buxton, we love you. We send you on your way with great love and affection. Thank you. Amen.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
We allow ourselves to fall into that beautiful space of recognizing the power, the presence, the love, and the light that permeates this universe. We call it God, that infinite presence. And in this prayerful time, we allow ourselves to sink into a deepened awareness of life as this infinite presence, permeating all creation, every person, every experience, every relationship, every activity, every condition, including ours, right here, right now. As we step into this prayer time together, we honor that light that is the true nature of ourselves, of each one of us. And we just breathe into it and feel its presence. Indeed, as these beautiful musical artists here with us attune their instruments, whether it be the instrument of their voice or the instrument that they are playing in the music, we attune ourselves in this prayerful time today and recognize that that is indeed a purpose for which we pray. We attune ourselves to the true nature of who and what we are. We attune ourselves to love and to life and to the authentic presence that lives in us, as us, and through us. We attune ourselves to wholeness and health and light and abundance. We consciously choose these attunements, for we recognize that when we do this, we can feel and sense and be the song of life as it sings itself through each one of us powerfully and magnificently. And the more we consciously attune ourselves to this reality of our being, the more we are this living presence. As we come together this morning in spiritual community, as we walk forward from this place into our lives, we sing the song of truth. We sing the song of wholeness. And we call ourselves and all of our fellow human beings on this planet into the truth of who and what we all are together, raising and uplifting the conscious vibration of this energy on this planet that can heal and that can bring us constantly back to the truth of who we really are. And what a joy it is to be in this attunement together and to recognize and feel and sense this presence by the power of these words and our agreement right here and right now. We are blessed. We are blessed. And I just give thanks for these blessings that abound in our lives and our hearts and our souls. I give thanks for the song that each one of us sings. I give thanks for the universe itself, the one verse, the one song, singing itself through creation. As I release these words into the law, I let it be, I let it go. I trust and have faith in this prayerful consciousness as I simply say yes. Thank you, life. And so it is. Amen.
Light I see,
Thank you, beautiful choir and Rebecca Stoudemeyer. We are blessed. Yes. We are also blessed to welcome 34 new members to Mile High Church today. Isn't that exciting? Yes. A number of them joined by taking our online class, and I know live elsewhere, so maybe watching us online. And a number of them braved the weather today and showed up here to be acknowledged. And so before we acknowledge and have them stand up, Josh, tell us a little bit about what membership at Mile High means to you.
Well, what it means to me is that the purpose of Mile High Church is to make your life better. And my encouragement to you is to use this place. The purpose of this church is to add a layer of meaning, of fulfillment, of spiritual connectedness, and of service to your life. And so please take full advantage of it and know that membership means that Mile High Church is better because you are a part of it.
Beautiful. Yes, we see you all as powerful investors in your own spiritual growth and investors for sure in Mile High Church by bringing your presence and your energy to us, and we're so grateful for that. And before I have you stand, I'm going to invite our board members to stand briefly so we can acknowledge and celebrate our board of trustees who support this whole journey, our board president down front and some other ones I know. There's Bill. Thank you to our board. Thank you, thank you. Wonderful, supportive leadership. So what I'd like to ask you to do, first of all, I'd ask everyone to hold your applause until all of our new members have stood. And when I call your name, if you would stand up and stay standing, remain standing, I'd appreciate it. I apologize, a couple of you, I should have met you and practiced your last names, so I'm going to do my best. And you can correct me later on when we meet in our ceremony later. So, Amber Pritchett. Benny and Crystal Silgenberg. Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay, good. Christine Kopek, who's our new registrar. She's on staff at Mile High Church. That's great. Carrie Conlon. Bonnie Van Dunye. Chuck and Linda Alexander. Jeanette Anderson. Michael Connors and Rita Morales. Rolf Dale. Lisa Goda. Jackie K. And Cody K, sorry. Monique Murphy. We had two Moniques join us. Monique Navarrete. Judy O'Connell. Jason Paulo Lacosta. And Knox Phillips. These are our new members. Please stay standing as we acknowledge you. New members, I have a question for you. Do you consciously choose membership at Mile High Church with all the rights, privileges, and commitments it asks of you? Yes. And those of you who are already members here at Mile High Church who've gone through this process, would you please rise? Members of Mile High Church, in gratitude for the light of each one of our new members, do you joyfully welcome them into membership at Mile High Church? Yes. Happy New Member Sunday.
There are days when everything seems crazed, when every good intention does no good at all. There times when I just can't read the signs, and every road I travel ends at a wall. There is hope in every prayer. I breathe you in and find you there. Help me to see with your eyes, hear with your ears, lean on the laughter and taste every tear. Hold on to nothing but your precious love. Give all that I can and never give up. And everything that I do, let it be a reflection of you. The words I speak, the right and wrong and what's in between. Sometimes I give all that I can, and I give a little more. I want to be more of you and less of me. Let others see you in all that I do, and your light shining through. Let me be your human mirror. Everything is getting clearer. Help me to see with your eyes, hear with your ears, lean on the laughter and taste every tear. Hold on to nothing but your precious love. Give all that I can and never give up. And everything that I do, let it be a reflection of you. I'm letting go of every part of everything that's ever kept me from believing. Now that I know, I want to be the world you see. I want to be the change when needed. Help me to see with your eyes. Help me to hear with your ears. Let me lean on the laughter and taste every tear. Let everything that I do, let it be a reflection of you. Let it be your reflection. Let it be a reflection of you. I am your reflection of love, your love. Let it be a reflection of you.
Thank you, Laura Berman and our Mile High Band, Bijou Barbosa, Josh Byers, Rob Lowe. Thank you, Rebecca Stoudemire. Multiple talents you share with us. Hey, Laura Berman, you have been serving as our interim music director, and we removed one of the words in that title. Now you are just our music director. Laura, not only are you incredibly talented, but your relationship with the sacred shines through. You are a wonderful team player and presence. We are so blessed to have you serve in this way at Mile High Church. I do want you to know as well that Carol Buxton's service is going to be Friday, April 3rd at 9:30 a.m. In the vote. And Kip, Donna, thank you for sharing your mom with Mile High Church. She had a monumental impact on this place, and your mom is very much alive to me. She's a guiding principle and an ongoing light in my life, and I'm so thankful for her. Thank you, Kip, to you and your brothers and your families, to the Friday morning group, everyone for sharing her with us. What an incredible light Carol is. Continuing a series this morning, the topic is authentic intelligence. Today is about our source, remembering our source. And how many of us, when we were younger, heard, "You are what you eat"? Yes, and perhaps like me, you imagined yourself looking like a piece of broccoli and you dismissed that idea. We have to be careful with our young people when we give them metaphor and myth, especially if we mean it literally. You know, Joseph Campbell talks about an exchange between a young person and a fundamentalist, and the person is explaining that everything in the Bible is absolute fact, and the young person says, "Well, what about the dinosaurs?" "Well, there were no dinosaurs, but they found the bones." Right? So if it's not you are what you eat in this time of artificial intelligence and digital technology, perhaps we might consider you are what you consume. You are what you consume. If you want to see your reflection these days, don't look in a mirror, look at your phone. When you get that notification of your usage time, I am 10% Facebook, 20% text message, 5% Instagram, 3% Van Morrison songs, 20% news. We can very much become what we consume. And I don't know about you, but I'd much rather be more into the mystic and less the five. Right? So you are what you eat, you are what you consume. How about you are what consumes you? That thing that politician said that drives me crazy. That mistake that everyone else has forgiven me for but myself. That person who has a negative perception of me. That nagging worry that won't go away. When we allow what consumes us to be our source, we become artificial ourselves and we lose who we are. Digital technology, it's being inspired by the people that are growing slot machines, where they used to have the lever, now they have a button so you bet more faster. You used to win just one way, but now you can win 100 different ways and never as much as what you put in. And it has this addictive quality to it, right? But I think what drives it even more is our uncomfort with the unknown. We are designed to live in this thing called the unknown, and sorry, it's a fact that there will always be more that you don't know than that you do. So we have a relationship with this thing, but we get anxious about it. So we take this anxiety, and in every free moment, we pull out these phones. Dr. Barry, can you put your phone away, by the way? Jeez, man. And we take that anxiety, and we put it into the phone, and it creates even more and more anxiety. I went through a rite of passage this week. I had my first colonoscopy. When the doctor says it's time to go within, it's a little different than how we mean it here at Mile High Church. And it wasn't routine. I had a test that triggered the need for it. And as an incredibly spiritually dialed-in person, I did exactly what you would expect me to do. I totally freaked out. I got scared looking at that test. And I don't think it's abnormal when something happens in our life to immediately go to that sensational headline, to go to the worst possible circumstance. And we tell ourselves that, and we grapple with this thing called the unknown, and we worry, and it consumes us, and that worry and anxiety becomes us. And gratefully, it all just turned out fine. They said, I'll see you in 10 years. But you go to that fear, and I even know this as a spiritual person. And what I've learned is when we get some sort of news that tells us of the unknown, it isn't best to immediately spiritually bypass and go to what we think the spiritual truth is. Sometimes it's best just to see the facts as they are, to be good journalists and not give a headline, but just to see the story that's there. And it's then that I've learned that I have a greater source, that there's a greater source of a divine presence that knows who I am and why I'm here, that loves me unconditionally, that has shown me over and over the grace and how supported I am. And I received great prayers. Even the person who took me is in the congregation today, so I'm very grateful to her. Henry Nouwen said, "The art of living is to enjoy what we can see and not complain about what remains in the dark. When we are able to take the next step with the trust that we will have enough light for the next step that follows, we can walk through life with joy and be surprised at how far we go. Let's rejoice in the little light we carry and not ask for the great beam that would take all the shadow away." The unknown is not as frightening as we think, because right in that invisible essence is the source of who we are. All of us here are so blessed because we know the sacred is our source, an unlimited source of love intelligence, of groundedness, of our connection with our mentors and our guiding lights. God is our source. But when we forget that, we allow the artificial intelligence that's out there to consume us. And we get lost in what it is in this era where news has become a kind of blood sport. News which has this habit of lifting and putting people up on pedestals just so they can tear them down. All of this othering that we see. We unfortunately associate more and more intimacy with artificial intelligence, something that by definition can never be intimate. And we engage with it to increase desire and wind up losing ourselves in the process. True crime is now an empire of entertainment. Talk about anxietizing, right? Cal Newport wrote a great book called Digital Minimalism, Choosing a Focused Life in a Noisy World. And being from Southern California, I just have to stop in awe for a moment for the name Cal Newport. And he does something really wise. He doesn't negate digital media. He doesn't negate artificial intelligence. It's a part of our lives, but we can control what our relationship with it is without allowing it to possess us, right? We can articulate what that is, and so he invites us into creating our own boundaries and rules with our technology in a way that serves us. And he invites us to start off by taking a 30-day break. I want to challenge you to consider that, to go on those apps on the phone, the Facebook, all the social media, and just delete them just for a while, for 30 days. He shares of a woman who engaged in this practice, and she said for the first couple of weeks, she could have told you what the weather was in 7 different countries. Because it's that habit. I'm in this free moment in the unknown. I need to go to the phone as opposed to feel my source and be balanced in it. During this break, we get to re-engage with authentic intelligence, what we called the 3 pillars of Mile High Church last week: poetry, nature, and rock and roll. Poetry, nature, rock and roll. These things that when we re-engage with them, we help ourselves realize, I don't need to escape my life, I need to find my life. I don't need to unplug, I need to plug in. I don't want to turn off, I want to turn on. And we reconnect with these incredible sources, and we discover, yes, I'm myself again. And once we've done this, we can return to our technology and redefine what it means to use it for what we want instead of allowing it to use us. Newport shares, then allow an optional technology back into your life at the end of the digital declutter. However, it must, 1, serve something you deeply value. Offering some benefit is not enough. 2, be the best way to use technology to serve this value. If it's not, replace it with something better. 3, have a role in your life that is constrained with a standard operating procedure that specifies when and how you use it. In other words, you get to tell technology and artificial intelligence what your boundaries are. Facebook, you exist for me on Sundays, where I will look at pictures and share pictures, but you are not a safe place for me to sometimes have deep or controversial conversations. You are not the source of my affection. Artificial intelligence, I will use you for gathering information and organizing my thoughts. I will not look to you for intimacy. I will not look to you to tell me who I am because I already know and have and claim my source. Artificial intelligence, wonderful, but no exception for the authentic intelligence that connects us with our source and tells us who we are. Knowing that the divine is our source gives us an extra layer of awareness. It helps us know the world is round when there's so much consciousness out there that still thinks it's flat. Ernest Holmes pointed this out. He said, when everyone believed the world to be flat, they did not flatten the round world. When one person made up their mind that the world was really round, they did not resist the flat world because they knew there was no such world. They set out to sail around the world they knew to be round. Through his act of faith, they discovered the truth about the round world. The fear and superstition of others did not deter them. The accumulated experience of the race could not blind them. The belief that the unknown oceans were filled with monsters did not frighten them. They knew the world was round and they could sail around it. Not only do you know your source, but do you know this world that you live in? Do you know why you're here and why you came about? It exists in this authentic intelligence. The answers are already in the marrow of your bones. And as we have the courage to navigate this round world and not fall into the belief in a flat one, we can begin to get this life moving in a way that connects us and always keeps us close to our source. As the mystics say, it is nearer to us than our very breath, closer to you than your cell phone at all times. This divine good. Sometimes we make a distinction between capital R reality, spiritual reality, and the so-called real world of lowercase r reality. And it's important to remember that this is a distinction to make, but the truth is they're always one. Lowercase r reality is encased in uppercase R reality. It just doesn't exist at that consciousness anymore. And spiritual reality always exists in lowercase r reality. It's just that evolution that's calling us up to remember the truth of who we are. And when we live in that capital R reality thinking, we're seeing life wholly as opposed to partially. That's where the anxiety and the stress and the lack of want and everything that messes us up comes from. As we remember that wholeness, it helps us see and live our whole lives. A few other examples today of how we can move from artificial intelligence to authentic intelligence. We can move from just being consumed by artificial news to stepping into authentic learning. We can move from artificial connection to authentic friendship. And we can move from artificial eroticism to authentic romance. Normally I'd go those 1, 2, 3, but I can tell I piqued your interest, so we're going to start with the eroticism part. Artificial eroticism is this idea that what you desire is outside of you, that we'll never truly have it met, that we have to seek to have our desire met through whatever it looks like, whoever's affection it may be, whatever idea that we may have, and it's never truly ours. We get ourselves caught into trying to manipulate it into loving us, and even when it does, it's not the love we want. It's not the love we need, and we're left with a sense of emptiness. Authentic romance isn't about having eros for another person. It's about having eros for life itself. It's about loving your life so strongly that you realize it produces everything that you desire and that you need. And then if you meet someone who has the same eros for life that you do, then you can make some beautiful music together. Loving our lives is the most romantic thing that we can do, and when we do it, it begins to love us back. And we begin to create those relationships and experiences that feed and open our heart and help us to grow. Artificial news is important information that's given to us from a pre-appointed point of view. For some of us, we enjoy getting the point of view that's just our own, that's just the one that we want to hear. And then some of us like to get rivaled up, so we watch the point of view that we disagree with so that we can get angry. The other thing that artificial news does is it loves to lift people up so it can tear them down. Everyone is other, and we're either pushing people down so that we can feel better about ourselves or lifting them up so that they can be knocked down later, this kind of pedestal thinking. I actually read it on Facebook. It was an incredible piece by one of our practitioners named Melissa Berg. She's serving in the youth church this morning, but send my blessings to Melissa. And she wrote a great piece called When the Pedestal Falls. And it was in regard to spiritual leaders making terrible mistakes. It was in regards to politicians that may have let her down. It was in regards to people that she loved in her own life who made mistakes. And she was realizing in this piece that one of the mistakes that she perhaps was making was putting some of these folks on a pedestal in the first place. That her job, she realized, was to focus on herself. And she shares quite beautifully, here's the realization. I get peace of mind from alignment, not from the perfect leaders or institutions. I get it from treating people the way I want to be treated, from carrying my own sticks, staying in my own lane, watering my own garden, and speaking up when necessary. I don't need a pedestal anymore. Yay. I have what it takes to be my own influencer for the highest good. Maybe that was the lesson all along. Thank you, Melissa. Thomas Jefferson, speaking of someone who we put on a pedestal and have to remove down, when he was writing the Declaration of Independence and this idea of the pursuit of happiness, what he meant was the endless pursuit of learning. That endless pursuit of learning, not the artificial news, but that aspect of always committing ourselves to understanding history, to reading the classics, to always being committed to our own growth. And for him, the key to democracy was just that it's when we lose educating ourselves and ever growing, only hearing things that we want to hear or hearing things that we don't want to hear for whatever reason, that we lose that ability to all participate in our democracy together. Reading, watch as much news as you need to, but balance it with that history, those books, that understanding of the great individuals who have made our country what it is. And then lastly, move from artificial connections to authentic friendship. What is more important to you, to have 1,500 followers or one really good friend? To have 1,000 likes or one really good friend? I love social media because it helps me stay connected to people who I wouldn't still be connected with anyways. It's so great to see my crush from 5th grade share pictures of her grandchild. But the danger with having so many of these connections is we can forget the value of who is in our life right here and right now to engage with and be inspired with. Speaking of Carol Buxton this morning, our friends come at the right time. They come at the right time in our lives when we have something to learn, or someone who we're becoming, or something of value for us. Carol was a perfect example, like so many people who showed up at the right time with just what I needed, and if I would have met her weeks before, it may have not been the same kind of impactful relationship. Kristen Hawkins, a great minister in our movement and mentor of mine, she talks about us individuals being like circles. And there are these wonderful times in our lives where these circles connect and they intersect. And that's the joy of friendship and connection. But then there comes a time where sometimes our circles separate. And it doesn't mean we're not connected anymore. It simply means that our circles are doing the things that they need to do. And it's wonderful at times if they continue to come back together. But if we're filling our whole circles with everyone all the time, we might be missing out on those friendships that are available to us right now to give us that sense of meaning, purpose, resonance, and that authentic intelligence that helps us grow into being who we are. I love how Emerson put the miracle of friendship. He said, "I awoke this morning with devout thanksgiving for my friends, the old and the new. Shall I not call God the beautiful, who daily showeth himself so to me in his gifts? My friends have come to me unsought. The great God gave them to me." And he adds, "Friendship, like the immortality of the soul, is too good to be believed." I wish you today authentic learning. Find joy in the ever-expanding of your consciousness. I wish you today authentic romance. I wish that you fall in love with your life every day and let it fall in love back with you. And I wish you authentic friendship, the angelic, wonderful demonstration of the amazing characters that fill our lives, who we would not be ourselves without. So moving into prayer this morning, I invite any of our incredible prayer practitioners to stand who are available for prayer after service. Knowing that the sacred is not only where I am, but it is as I am. A precious expression of divine love. I know this to be true of myself, and I know it to be the truth of everyone in this dome of consciousness, present physically here or somewhere else participating. That just as we are filled with the authentic intelligence of the God-inspired spirit of love, of harmony, of grace. That there is so much depth within us that we will never be able to know. Yet the joy of life is in the discovery, in the revelation, that we never have to discover the true self, but as we allow ourselves to be authentically who we are, it reveals itself in all things. We are revealers not only of who we are, but of the divine truths and the divine existence of the sacred in all aspects of our lives. May we not be frightened of it, but may we step fully and boldly with courage to realize that the very act of that courage demonstrates for us the truth that we are always safe and held in the embrace of that divine spirit. Honoring all those we love, all those who love us, I just simply know that we are divinely guided on our paths. We are never alone, even in the midst of our solitude. We know we are surrounded by that divine light. We let it into our bodies. We let it into our technologies. We allow it to be the truth of who we are wherever we go. And I know it is in a place of becoming and asserting itself right here and right now. And so it is. Amen.
I'm letting go of everything that's kept me from believing. Now that I know, I want to be the world you see. I want to be the change we're needing. Help me to see with your eyes, hear with your ears, lean on the laughter, taste every tear. Hold on to nothing but your love. I'll give
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Rob. Aren't we so grateful for all the hands and hearts that produce this service for us every week? How about this incredible production team? I love the upside down bijou. It was great. Our ASL interpretation, so much wonderful work that goes on here. And as we move into our time of offering, Michelle mentioned our board of trustees. We have this board of trustees that is in charge of the stewardship of this church. We're so grateful for them. And I wanted you to meet our board president this morning. Just have her come out and say hi in a couple of words. She's been a part of Mile High for over 25 years, has served in so many capacities. We're so grateful for Laura Drury.
Good morning, Mile High family. What a wonderful thing to be in front of you all today. Wow. Yes, 25 years, actually more. I'm not exactly sure how many years, but Mile High, being part of it, has transformed virtually every part of my life. It has changed me for the better. And it's so exciting to see all the new people here and to know all the rest of them who aren't able to be with us. So being on the board, many people think, oh, being on the board, that must be like meetings and policies. And definitely we do some of that. But more importantly, it's about stewarding and ensuring the vision and mission of Mile High Church. So it's a work of heart. And every single member of the board is a member of this community, just like you. We work with the ministers closely. We work with the other leaders in Mile High closely to make sure that it thrives spiritually, financially, organizationally. And it's a wonderful place to be. So I just wanted to bring some visibility to that and to invite you, if you have, you want to connect with us, we want to connect with you to hear your thoughts and ideas, answer your questions if we can, or just if you want to say hi. Our names and our pictures are out in the lobby right next to the Welcome Center, if you don't know who we are. And we also really try to wear our name tags so that you can find us. So we'd love to connect, and thank you for allowing me to serve and give back.
Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you to all of our board members, current and past. We are who we are because of you. And as we move into this time of offering, Mile High Church is an abundant church because you give to it freely from a place of your heart. And what we know for ourselves and each and every one here is as we give, our own abundance and prosperity is increased. What a wonderful ritual to partake in. So I invite you to take your gift and bless it, whether it's physically or metaphorically, as we say our offering affirmation together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
What a beautiful morning, yes? This is a gratitude song. Here we go. It's never easy to see the good when it doesn't look the way I think it should. I know when it feels like when a smile don't feel right. And even the stress of a million cares can't cover the blessings that you put everywhere. I know. I'm just very moved this morning. We just gotta take time, slow down, take a moment to see it now. The little things are what it's all about, what it's all about. Take a look around, something to be grateful, something to be grateful for. Waiting to be found, underneath the surface, everything you're searching for. Couldn't find it in me, but I found it in you. Waiting to see, 'cause you be teaching me to take a look around. Something to be grateful, something to be grateful. There's something to be grateful for. I'm grateful for. There's something to be grateful for, waiting to be found underneath the surface. Everything I've been waiting for, waiting to see, 'cause you're teaching me to take a look around. Something to be grateful. There is something to be grateful for. I'm grateful, so grateful. I'll be grateful in the morning. You are faithful. You are faithful. Something to be grateful for.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Josh, for a wonderful, relevant message this morning. Beautiful job. Yes. If you are brand new to Mile High Church, whether it's your first day today or you're fairly new, please stop by our Welcome Center out there in the center of the lobby. We'd love to greet you, welcome you, answer any questions you have, and we just want you to know that we're very grateful for your presence here. We hope to see you back many, many times again. And if you're not into stopping in the Welcome Center, at least stop at the brochure displays at the either side of the lobby and pick up some flyers about some things going on and find out more about things so that you can get involved and get connected.
Thank you, Michelle. We have some wonderful initiatives here at Mile High Church. One of them is Sacred Earth. We believe that our earth is sacred and we're here to take care of it. It's led by a couple familiar names, Dr. Patty Lukenbach and Dr. Barry Ebert. And we have a speaker today on Seeds of Renewal, Planting in Nature, Honoring Ways at 11:30 a.m. in the Vote. That's going to be a wonderful presentation. We also have our Diversity and Belonging Initiative, and they are beginning something today called Courageous Conversations. So that's going to be in the Community Center at 11:30 a.m. Michelle, I'm glad we don't promote guilt because we would feel bad in going to one or the other. So you got to choose, but we'll keep having wonderful events as well. Hey, Good Friday, Reverend Jackie is creating a wonderful service for us. We're looking forward to that. And then this whole thing called Easter's coming up in a few weeks as well. And we hope to see you here at our 8 and 10 services. So with that, if you like, stand and say a benediction with me. It goes like this. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, my body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.